Hi everybody, Darlicia Menzie here, your favorite realtor of Menzie Makes Moves Real Estate, powered by Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Select Properties. Ooh, child, we are back with another episode of Real Estate Tidbits where we talk about the O's and woes of real estate. Questions are welcome, conversation is expected. Let's go. Okay, so in today's episode, I want to talk with you about why work with a realtor. There are plenty of people out there who would rather go for sell by owner or buyers who think that working with the listing agent is saving them some kind of money, or who just want to enter into a transaction on their own. And all of that is perfectly fine if that is your jam. But as a realtor, I think it's important for me to explain some reasons why it is important for you as a consumer, as a purchaser, as a home seller or a property seller to work with a realtor. So I'm going to give you 3 easy things to remember and consider as you're making your property, real estate move, investment, whatever it is that you're doing. All right, so the number one reason why you need a realtor is because realtors are the experts in their industry. Listen, you only know what you only know. You only know by what you see on TV, what you've experienced before, or what you've heard others to tell you. But because this is not your chosen profession, because this isn't something that you do day in and day out, you only know what you only know. And I don't mean that as an insult, but I mean that just to highlight that there are those of us who do this day in and day out, who keep our ears plugged to the ground, who are getting those continuing educations, who know what's going on in the market, who knows what to expect and how to handle situations that's going to save you both time and money. You got to think about it. Why do we hire experts in the first place, right? Your doctor, your lawyer, whomever it may be, your personal trainer, a mentor, a coach, a teacher. We hire them because they have something that we don't know or that we need, that we want to get from them, glean from them, learn from them, or get the assistance and support. And it's the same way in real estate. Contrary to popular belief, a lot of people believe that anybody can be a realtor and that anybody can do what we do. And while you may have the skill set to do it, there is a way for it to be done and done well. And having a realtor, you're going to get the most bang for your buck. You're going to have hopefully less headaches. You're going to have hopefully less stress, and things are going to be able to run smoothly. Now, let me go into that a little bit more, right? Realtors have connections with the type of businesses and contractors and vendors that you need to see a real estate transaction through successfully. Whether you're a buyer, a seller, investor, or whatever, we have those internal connections to those who can get the job done quickly, who can get the job done well, some on different types of budgets in different areas without you having to make all of those phone calls. We handle that for you, right? And we know what to expect. We know how to read most of those reports. We know how to read those estimates. We know timelines. We know costs. We know areas. We know what's going on in the community in those areas. We know these things because this is what we do day in and day out. So you need a realtor because we're the experts in real estate. We're the experts in what's happening in our areas. We're the experts on how to handle X, Y, and Z that may come up in a transaction. And not only that, we're backed by a whole broker, a brokerage of brokers that give us that legal information with their legal advisors. You have your legal representation, and we just have the knowledge of things that have happened over time that we may not have experienced before. This transaction or this experience, it's happened before with someone. So we have those that we can go to get strategy so that we can implement that in your situation, so that your transaction can go through successfully. So you got to think about that expertise. You wouldn't just go to anyone to be your doctor. You wouldn't just go to anyone to be your chiropractor. You wouldn't just go to anyone to be your dietitian or your personal trainer. So it's the same way. You need a realtor, a licensed realtor who's going to be the expert in helping you to navigate this real estate transaction. Not only that, personally, I belong to the National Association of Realtors, the Missouri Association of Realtors, and the St. Charles County Association of Realtors, which means I'm backed by a code of ethics that says I'm going to do my due diligence and treat not only you with respect, my clients, customers, but the industry and the other side of the transaction. There's certain things that we do and we don't do, we allow and we don't allow by being backed by this code of ethics and working by this code of ethics. So again, just to re-emphasize, you want someone who is the expert to help you take care of what for many of us is the largest monetary transaction we'll ever make in our life. It's the largest investment we'll ever make in our life for many of us. So you need someone who knows what they're doing or knows how to get the answer to something that may be going on so that you can come out on the other side of this good. You don't want your money to go to waste. You don't want your time to go to waste. Hire an expert. Hire a realtor and do your due diligence. Interview them, have conversation with them. I personally believe that you ought to work with someone that you know, like, and trust. I've had several people that have met me at an open house, but because of the conversation we were able to have and because of the buyer's consultation that I have with them after the fact, them getting to know me getting to know them, we're able to build a relationship and know that the trust level is there. So moving forward, we can work together as a team to see this thing through. I also personally believe that a buyer or a seller should not only lean on a realtor. And I believe that the realtor should not only lean on that buyer or seller. The two of you must work together as a team. The two of you must share the same vision. The two of you must have open lines of communication so that the needs can get met and things can go on good, smooth, and well. So, number one, hire a realtor because you need someone who is the expert in real estate. All right, so number two is access. Say it with me. Access. You need a realtor because realtors have access to what you need. So I've already tap danced on access to the vendors and the contractors and the appraisals and the inspectors and the whoever and the whatevers that come along with a real estate transaction. We also have access to greater exposure for you and your home, for your property, whatever it is that you're selling. Because we're a part of, some of us are a part of associations or we belong to whatever hierarchy we are a part of, we have access to list your home on what's called the multiple listing service. And the multiple listing service is going to have the most accurate, up-to-date information on homes that are active, pending, under contract, sold, foreclosure, whatever the case may be. It has all of the information for a sale for those who have put their information in the MLS for us to be able to see what's going on and reach the greater number of realtors. So it kind of works like this. As soon as we put the information in for your home and we make your home coming soon, for example, coming soon just lets realtors know that this is about to hit the market. It's not active yet. There's no showings happening yet, but it's coming. And coming soon is powerful because it gives realtors the opportunity to share information with their clients on a home that they may be interested in so that they can prepare themselves to come and see the home and consider it for purchase, right? So major. When homes are just going for sale by owner or they're not listed in the multiple listing service, you can only go off of those third-party sites that may not be the most accurate or may not be the quickest to update, and that's all you have to go from. But when it's in the MLS, it's the quickest information, the most accurate information. There's links to the broker. There's links to the agent. There's information on how to submit the offer. There's information with the supplements and documents that are included with that transaction. There's information on areas where just the realtors kind of talk about the property behind the scenes. There's all kinds of stats and data given to us in this multiple listing service to know what's happened in the past week, month, year, 10 years in our area. It's a place where we can go to put together comparable homes to know if you're offering a fair price or if you are paying a fair price. It's just a great hub of information for us as realtors. And when you work with a realtor, you get access to that per your realtor. There's no greater value, quite honestly. I think that anybody, if they want to go ahead and sell their home on their own, by all means, if you've had the experience and you know the process, by all means, do you. But if you've never done this before, or if you prefer not to be taking care of all of the things that go along with real estate, hire a realtor, because we have the access. We're going to get you in front of the best clients, the most clients, and the serious clients. You understand what I'm saying? It's going to go from just browsing to calls, right? One of my listings, I've had over 60 showings on this listing in a matter of 10 days. Right? You're going to want your home to get the most exposure, but that also comes, when we talk about access, we're talking about access to stagers, people who can deck your house out and make it look like a show home, right? You might want to invest in something like that, because research shows that people offer more money for homes that are staged, because it shows people how to live in that home. It gives people ideas on how to best utilize that home. Right? We have access to painters and contractors. We have access to inspectors and appraisals. We just have access to really all that it takes. Real estate attorneys. We have access to title companies. We have access. That's what I want to communicate to you, is realtors have access that a layperson, a homeowner outside of a realtor may not have. Not to say that you won't and that you can't do your own research and make your own phone calls, but that's going to lead me into number 3 when we get there. But hire a realtor, because realtors give you the greatest access. All right. Number 3 is advocacy. I was tap dancing on that in the last one. See, I'm just tap dancing all episode. But realtors, hiring a realtor, working with a realtor, is going to give you the advocacy that you need. See, a lot of the times, us realtors will ask for you to sign some sort of agency agreement, a buyer's agency agreement, or a listing agreement to say that we're in an exclusive relationship with one another. We don't necessarily want you dating around or trying this person, trying that person. But when you work with a realtor, you're going to get someone who's on your team, fighting for you, rooting for you. There are some instances where people have transaction brokers where they're just handling the documents and paperwork, but they're really not in relationship with you, handling the different things all the way through. They're just mainly paperwork. But you want a realtor, like an exclusive relationship, an exclusive realtor, exclusive agency, where you're going to work one-on-one with that one realtor to help you from start to finish, from conception to the purchase or sale of that home. You need someone who is going to be able to make those phone calls for you, who's going to be able to understand and dissect those documents for you, to break down the contracts and all of the paperwork that you sign in a real estate transaction, to let you know what you're liable for, what you're not liable for, all of the contingencies, what that means. You need someone who's going to be able to negotiate for you in your real estate transaction, because you better believe if you're a buyer and you're working with someone on the selling side, there's some way they're going to try to make sure you get up to what they want. If you're a home seller and you're working with a buyer on the other side, there's some way they're going to get you to try to come down on your price. You need a realtor that's going to be able to let you know the real from the fake, the realistic from that don't make no sense, right? You need someone who's going to be able to read through that contract and understand what that other realtor wrote into the special agreements, or what they've written into the seller concessions, or what they've written into any of the addendums. You need someone who's going to be able to understand that. Trying to handle those things on your own can become as clear as mud, right? And we know mud ain't clear. You can make your way through, but mud is not clear and it's not easy to navigate. So you need someone who's going to advocate on your behalf, make those phone calls, make sense of what's going on, negotiate for you and with you. So here's the deal with that. Let me slow down. At least with me, I can't speak for all agents. You make the decisions when we work together. But here's the deal. You have to agree to my process. There's a process for a purpose. Say that with me. There's a process for a purpose. If you wanted chaos, you would have done this. If you wanted chaos, you would have gone with anyone. If you wanted something that did not have a process, you could have done anything. But choosing a realtor, and a realtor that you know, like, and trust, a realtor that has a plan for you. Don't you love it when someone plans for you? When your husband or your wife or your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever, when they plan a date for you, when they plan for a special occasion, when they have you on their mind and they've done something in advance because they knew this is what you needed, what you wanted. That's what it's like working with me, or working with a realtor who is serious about what they're doing. They're going to have a plan, and the plan is for a purpose. Trust the plan. Let the realtor work their plan, because remember, they're the expert. They're the expert, and they're the ones with the access. So trust it. Trust them. Trust it. Have the conversation. Ask the questions. Trust the realtor. Have the conversations, but trust the plan. Trust the plan. I create the plan. You make the decisions. I create the path before you. You decide which way you want to go on the path. That's my job. My job is to make sure it's clear, not clear as mud, that it's clear so that you can make a decision with peace. We realtors want you, most realtors want you to make a decision with peace. I want you to make a decision with peace. I want you to be excited about your decision. And everything may not go our way, but that's where negotiation and compromise and understanding your options and what's going on, that's where that comes into play. So you need a realtor who's going to advocate for you, not just tell you what to do and not do what they want you to do, because I'm not purchasing that home and I'm not the one selling my home. You are. So you have to always feel like you have a say in the matter. And if ever you don't, then maybe there's a different conversation that needs to be had. But work with a realtor. I can't stress it enough. It's important for you to work with a realtor because they're the experts. Number one, we're the experts. We're the experts. We have the latest, the greatest information. We know what's going on with interest rates. We're talking with the lenders. We know what's going on in the title company. We know. We're having the conversations. We're making the phone calls. We have the experience. And I should say this too. Every real estate transaction is different. There's never been a time in my experience quite yet, and even those that I know that have been in the industry for years, 20 plus years, there's never been a real estate transaction that has operated the same. So every opportunity, every moment is unique. So please keep that in mind too. Give your realtors grace, but make sure you understand what's going on. Make sure you ask the questions that you need answers to, but trust them. Let them have the opportunity to show you that they got your back. Right? So you need a realtor because we're the experts. You need a realtor because we have access. We're going to market your home like nothing else. We're going to put it in places that you probably couldn't reach on your own. We're going to answer those questions for all the agents that are calling our line, and even those who are unrepresented. They're interested in your home and they're calling us directly. We're going to make sure we speak about your home highly. We're going to get, some of us going to get professional photos done, help you get your staging done, make sure your house is show ready. All of the things. Get what you need, get what you want. We're going to advocate for you is number 3, right? Expert, access, advocate. That's why you want to hire a realtor. You guys, I hope that this episode has been helpful for you. As you can see, I'm very passionate. I'm passionate about anything that I do, which alludes to my other business, Fervent Servant, which is really an encouragement platform that I get to do through books and speaking engagements and courses and things like that. I just believe that whatever we do in life, we ought to do it with passion. We ought to do it with fervor. We ought to do it with zeal. Otherwise, we ought not do it at all. And if we don't have that passion or zeal yet, but it's something that we ought to do, then we need to do a self-check. So I'm going to leave us with that today. Sometimes, especially in real estate, we need to do a self-check. It may get frustrating along the way. Real estate is very emotional, and sometimes things happen outside of our control. But let's remember to always do a self-check. Where is my heart? How is my attitude? And am I helping this situation or am I hurting this situation? That's what I want to leave you guys with today. Listen, I'm so glad we had this time together just to sing a song, a dance or two. Seems like just as soon as we got started, it was time to say so long. Thanks for tuning in to Real Estate Tidbits. Until next time.